Alright, so we're almost done here. We're on number 449. Alright, so let's start this one off. Okay, on the left side we have our statements, and on the right side we have our reasons. Let's see. AB is parallel to DC. That's it. That's given. Alright. And we're trying to prove that the two of the triangles in that picture are congruent. So for the next step, we want to say, now it's telling us that AB is parallel to DC, and there's a rule that says that parallel chords intercept congruent arcs. So AD and BC are congruent. So we can say arc AD is congruent to arc BC, and that's because parallel chords intercept congruent arcs. And the reason why I wanted to do that, to show that those arcs are congruent, because now you see this angle right here, right? And this angle right here, you see how this angle is an inscribed angle that's intersecting arc BC, and this angle is an inscribed angle that's intercepting arc AD. Well, and remember, the inscribed angle is 1/2 of the arc, and since these arcs are the same, both of these angles are going to be the same because they're going to both be 1/2 of the same arc measure. So what we can say is that angle ACD is congruent to angle BDC, and for our reason, we can say inscribed angles that intercept congruent arcs are congruent. Okay? So we know that those two angles are congruent so far. Now we can also say that this segment, or this chord and this chord or segment AD, is congruent to segment BC, okay, because congruent chords intercept congruent arcs. So since these two arcs are congruent, these chords must be congruent. So let's put congruent chords intercept congruent arcs. Alright. Now we've done everything. We just need both of this triangle on the left here and this triangle on the right. They share the same side, DC, down here, and DC is obviously congruent to itself. So we can say DC is congruent to DC because of the reflexive property. And that's enough. We have, wait, do we have enough here? Yeah, we have side. Wait a second. We don't have enough yet, alright? Let's show that this angle is congruent to this angle. Angle DAC is congruent to angle CBD, and that would be because inscribed angles that intercept the same arc are congruent. Now we can say triangle ACD is congruent to triangle BDC because of, let's see, because of angle, angle, side, congruent to angle, angle, side. Okay? And that would be angle, angle, side, congruent to angle, angle, side. Alright? That's it for that one. 450. Okay. Statements and reasons. Alright, so for our statements, let's put PA and PB are tangents. OA and OB are radii. And that's pretty much it for that part. That's given. So, we can say a lot of things. First, we'll start with the fact that the two tangents are congruent. So, PA is congruent to PB. And let's put because tangents to a circle from the same external point are congruent. And now we can also say that the radii are congruent, right? So OA is congruent to OB because radii of the same circle are congruent. Okay. We can use the reflexive property for this piece. So OP is congruent to OP because of the reflexive property. Now we can say triangle PAO is congruent to triangle PBO because of side, 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 congruent to side, side, side. And then we can say angle AOP is congruent to angle BOP because CPCTC. Alright? 451. In the diagram below of the triangle, Q is a point on PR, S is a point on TR, and QS is drawn. An angle RPT is congruent to angle RSQ. Which reason justifies the conclusion that the two triangles are similar? Okay, well they both share angle R, so we would do angle, 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 angle. Be choice 1. Just by the reflexive property, they both share angle R, right? So it's congruent to itself. 452. Let's see. Angle CAB is congruent to angle CED, right? And we also know that vertical angles are congruent. So that's it. Angle, angle. Prove that they're similar. That's all you need for similarity is angle, angle. There's other options, but that's the usual one. 453. We have some information. PS and QR are parallel. Okay, what technique can be used to prove that the two triangles are similar? Well, we have these two angles are similar, right? Also, alternate interior angles would say that these two angles are similar, and it would also say that these angles are similar. So we would use angle, angle, even though we found all three are congruent. All we needed was 2. Okay? 454. Let's see. We need to draw these triangles. We have A, B, C, D, E, F. Let's see. AC. Whoa. That's C supposed to be down here. We know that AC is in proportion with DF and CB is in proportion with FE. So AC is equal to DF. No, we don't need to know that. CB is equal to FE. We don't need to know that. Angle ACB. Hang on one second. Angle ACB is congruent to angle DFE. That's it, right there. BAC is congruent to EDF. That's also true. Okay. Where's the card on this one? Hang on a second. Where did I put those cards? Let's pull out our similarity cards. See if I can find this thing. Looking for the similarity part here. Okay. There's the methods for proving triangles are similar. Angle, angle, showing all the sides are in proportion, or two sides are in proportion and the angle in between them. Okay? So let's look at SAS. That's probably which one it is here. The sides we have are AC. Let's mark that with an S, and DF, and then CB and FE. See, side angle side, side angle side. So that's why we need 3 instead of 4. Okay? Because this one would not be side angle side. It has to be directly in between the two, like this one is. See that? Okay, second to last problem, 455. It's a similarity proof, it looks like. Statements. Reasons. Number 1, AB is perpendicular to BE. DE is perpendicular to BE. And angle BFD is congruent to angle ECA. So that's given. Okay, number 2. Alright, so first let's say that angle ABE, oh wait, we have to mark off BFD and ECA are congruent. Angle ABE and angle DEB are right angles. Perpendicular lines form right angles. So then we know angle ABE is congruent to angle DEB because all right angles are congruent. Okay. Now, so we know one angle is congruent to another. All we have to do is show one more angle is congruent, and we can do that very easily by saying angle DFE is congruent to angle ACB and we know that because since these two angles they told us were congruent, obviously their supplements are congruent, right? Because so if each one of these was 100, then their supplements would be 80, so they would be congruent also. So we would say the two angles are congruent because supplements of congruent angles are congruent. Okay? And that's it. Now we can say triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF, and that would be because AA is congruent to AA. That's the end of that proof. Last problem. 456. Another similarity proof. ACB congruent to angle AED. So ACB is congruent to AED. Okay. That's given. Number 2, we could say that angle A is congruent to angle A because of reflexive property. And that's it. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADE. Angle, angle, congruent to angle, angle. And that is the last one. So, good luck.